Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss about the optical activity of stereoisomers, racemic mixtures, major compounds and stereochemical outcome of SN1 and SN2 reactions. Now to understand optical activity, we should know what is plane polarized light. All of you know that light is electromagnetic wave and it vibrates in all the direction, and those directions should be perpendicular to the line of propagation of light. Now suppose these are different direction of light, right? Different direction of vibration of light, right? Now if I place this light in front of a polarizer, this is suppose a polarizer, right? A polarizer is nothing but it will act as a filter which will allow lights of one direction to pass through, right? Now suppose when it will pass through this polarizer, then it will allow only light of this direction to pass through, right? Now this will be called the plane of polarized light. Now I will discuss how a molecule with one chiral carbon will interact with plane polarized light. Suppose this is plane polarized light, that means it is vibrating only in one direction and I am allowing it to pass through this molecule, right? I have to take in a sample tube, right? Actually there is an instrument, its name is polarimeter, that is used for this type of experiments, right? That means we have to take this compound in a tube, right? Those things I'll discuss later on. Then what it will be observed that this light, when it is passed through this, then its direction will be changed, right? This molecule may rotate this light to this direction, right? This is what direction? This is our clockwise direction, okay? If the molecule rotates the plane polarized light towards clockwise direction, right, then the molecule is called dextrorotatory. It is called dextrorotatory and it is assigned by the word small d, right? And one more label it is given, that is plus, right? That means this molecule will be labeled as small d within bracket plus, right? Now what is the relationship between this and these two molecules? They are non-superimposable mirror images, and what we know that they are called enantiomers, right? Now initially we have placed this molecule in front of the plane polarized light. Now what I will do, I will place the other molecule in front of the plane polarized light, right? Then what I will observe, this molecule will rotate the plane polarized light in the opposite direction, right? That means it will rotate the plane polarized light to anti-clockwise direction, right? Then this particular molecule is called what? Levorotatory, and also it is assigned as small l and minus. That means this molecule is small l within bracket minus. It will rotate the plane polarized light to what? To anti-clockwise direction, okay? And one more thing, actually, one more significant thing, that it will rotate the plane polarized light to the same extent to which actually the other enantiomer has rotated the plane polarized light towards clockwise direction. Now what we can conclude that when a molecule is having a chiral carbon, then it can exist as what? Two stereoisomer. One is mirror image of the other and they are not superimposable with each other. And they are called enantiomers, right? And their configuration, whether the chiral carbon is R or S, they can be determined by using CIP rule. I have discussed CIP rule in details. And one more property what we have learned today, that is their optical activity. They are optically active. They have the capability to rotate the plane polarized light, right? If one will rotate the plane polarized light towards clockwise direction, then other will rotate the plane polarized light to anti-clockwise direction, right? And extent of rotation in both the cases will be same. And the molecule which will rotate the plane polarized light towards clockwise direction, that is called dextrorotatory, and other one is called levorotatory. But whether it is small d or small l, that can be determined only by doing polarimeter experiment, right? That is the difference between capital R and capital S nomenclature and small d and small l. One is theoretical and other one is what? And the other one is experimental, right? Now, if I take a mixture of both these compounds, right? Now we know that one is R, other one is S, or one is small d plus and other one is what? Small l minus, right? Now if I place the plane polarized light, right? If I allow the plane polarized light to pass through these two molecules, through a mixture of these two molecules, then what it will happen? Because we know that one will rotate the plane polarized light to clockwise direction, other will rotate the plane polarized light to anti-clockwise direction, right? And to the same extent. Now if I allow the plane polarized light to go through the mixture of both the compounds, now what I will observe that there will be no rotation of the plane polarized light, right? That means rotation of one will cancel the rotation of other, and the resultant rotation will be what? 0, right? And this type of mixture, right? This type of mixture of two enantiomers, right? What type of mixture? Equal. When in a mixture equal amount of enantiomers are there, right? Then this type of mixtures are called racemic mixtures, right? Now let us discuss stereoisomers with two chiral carbons. This is a stereoisomer where there are two chiral carbons, and in this case, how many stereoisomers possible? 2 to the power 2, that is 4. 4 possible stereoisomers are there, right? In case of one chiral carbon, that is what? 2 to the power 1, that means 2, which we have already discussed, right? Now, if I place a mirror between these two, then one will be the mirror image of others, and they are again what? Non-superimposable mirror images, and they are enantiomers. Same way, if I place a mirror between these two, then they are also non-superimposable mirror image of each other, and then they are what? They are enantiomer. They are enantiomers. But this compound and this compound, what is their relationship? Already we have discussed diastereoisomer. This and this, they are diastereoisomer. This and this, they are what? Diastereoisomers. That means in the 4 molecules, two pairs will be what? Enantiomers, and 4 pairs will be what? Diastereoisomers, right? Now let us consider these two stereoisomers. These are what? Enantiomers. Now if I place this molecule in front of this enantiomer, then what it will do? It will rotate. That actually can be determined experimentally. Suppose it will rotate the plane polarized light towards this direction. That means clockwise, and suppose it will rotate by plus 5 degree, right? Then if I remove this molecule, right, and if I place the other enantiomer, right, then what I will see? I will observe that this will rotate this plane towards anti-clockwise direction, and it will rotate it by minus 5 degree, right? That means this is what? D, this is small d plus, and this is what? Small l plus, right? This is small l plus, okay? And both one will rotate to plus 5 degree and other will rotate to minus 5 degree. Now if I place a mixture of equal amount of these two compounds, right, and if I see the rotation of these two enantiomers, mixture of these two enantiomers, then what I will observe that there will be no rotation. That means the total optical activity of this mixture will be what? 0. That means this is a racemic mixture, right? Now, I told you that the rotation of this is what? Towards clockwise direction, and it was what? Plus 5 degree. Now, if I place one of the diastereoisomer is what? Two stereoisomers, when they are not mirror image to each other, they are called what? Diastereoisomer. Now, if I place this diastereoisomer in front of the plane polarized light, right, then what I will observe? It will also rotate, right? It may rotate to, suppose, this one, right? It may rotate to, suppose, plus 10 degree. Okay, that I can determine only by experiment. Here I am assuming only, but I have to do the experiment. Then its enantiomer, what it will do? It will rotate it what? Minus 10 degree. That means that will be L, and it will rotate what? Minus 10 degree, right? Again, if I place a mixture of these two mixture of equal amount of these two compounds in front of plane polarized light, then it will be what? 0. Okay, that means what conclusion we can make? That enantiomers, their optical rotation is what? Same. The value of optical rotation is same when we have used same amounts, right? Then the mixture of them, mixture of equal amount of them will give what? 0 rotation. That is called racemic mixture. Then optical rotation of a diastereomeric pair will be what? Always different. Suppose this one and this one, they are not mirror images, they are diastereoisomers. Its optical activity and this molecule's optical activity will be what? Different. Whether it is small d or small l, right, how much extent it will rotate, that can be determined only by doing what? Polarimeter experiment. Now let us discuss another molecule. Here, if you observe, then this is one of the carbon, right? It is attached to it. This is, suppose, OH group. This is what? Methyl group, suppose. This is what? H, right? And this is another some group, right? Then this is what? Chiral. Same way, this is another carbon, right? This is attached with a methyl group. Then this is OH, this is H, and this whole group. And since it is attached with 4 different groups or atoms, therefore this is what? Chiral. That means this molecule is having what? 2 chiral carbons. But this molecule, if you place a mirror, right? If you place a mirror in between, then what you will see, that the upper part is mirror image of the other part, right? If you suppose, again I can show this direction also. If you place a mirror here, right, or mirror plane here, then the one part of the molecule will be the mirror image of the other part, right? And this molecule is, that means this molecule is having plane of symmetry. Now, this will be the mirror image of this molecule, right? If you place this molecule in front of a mirror, then this will be the mirror image of this molecule. But what you will observe, that these two molecules are superimposable with each other. These two molecules are what? They are superimposable with each other. If you see, if you monitor, then these two molecules are what? Superimposable with each other. That means they are what? Same molecule. That means in a molecule, when chiral carbons are there, but if it is having a plane of symmetry, right, then this is called a meso compound. This is called a meso compound. Then it will not exist as two compounds, right? This compound and its mirror image are what? Same. Okay. Now if you place a meso compound in front of plane polarized light, right, then what you will observe, that there is no rotation of plane polarized light. That means optical activity of the meso compound is 0. Because if you see, the configuration of one will be, if one will be R, then other will be what? S, right? Then one part will compensate the optical activity of the other, right? And as a whole, the whole molecule will be optically inactive. That means what actually we came to know that racemic mixture and meso compounds both are optically inactive. Now let us discuss the stereochemical outcome of SN2 reaction, right? In SN2 reaction, what happens? One nucleophile will attack the chiral carbon from the backside, right? Backside of the leaving group. Suppose this will be the leaving group, right? And this will be the nucleophile. Now, when it will attack, it must attack from the backside, because see, from front side, this particular bond is there in the front side. Therefore, it will not be possible for this nucleophile to attack from the front side. That's why it will attack from the back side, right? Then how it happens? It will slowly form the bone, and this bone starts breaking, right? And this portion will become what? Planar, right? And one intermediate will form with what? 5 bones, right? Then finally what it will happen? It will break and it will form a bond with this. And finally the configuration of the new molecule will be like this. That means this will come, right? This will come from the back side of this. Okay? And then again the shape of the molecule should be tetrahedral, right? And therefore this will come to this side. That means there is a inversion of configuration. There is a what? Inversion of configuration. Initially it was like this, right? It was like this, but finally it is becoming like this, right? And this is called inversion of configuration, right? And this is only possible by breaking and making of bonds. Okay, that means stereochemical outcome of SN2 reaction is what? Inversion of configuration. Okay. Now let me discuss about the stereochemical outcome of SN1 reaction. In SN1 reaction, what happens? The leaving group leaves the molecule, right? Suppose this is the leaving group, it will leave the molecule. Okay. Now, initially this chiral carbon was what? sp3 hybridized, and now it will become sp2. And this sp2 carbon is what? Planar. This is a carbocation, but this is what? Planar. Now, this nucleophile, it may attack the carbocation from the front side, or it may attack from the back side, right? There are equal possibilities. If it attacks from the front side, then this molecule will form. And here, there is a retention of configuration. But if it attacks from the back side, then this molecule will form, right? This particular molecule will form. And here, this is what? Inversion of configuration, because this will come from the back side, right? That means the possibility is what? Equal. Therefore, equal amount of these two enantiomers will form. And what will be the optical activity of this mixture? Since it is equal, therefore it is what? 0. And then we can conclude that in SN1 reaction, the stereochemical outcome is what? Racemic modification or racemic mixture. Racemic mixture is also called what? Racemic modification.